Now, Jules, you were in Paris to see PSG's win against Real Sociedad. How was it?
Well, at halftime, I won't lie to you, I was like, oh my words. And not just that, I came all the way here to see this rubbish. I don't know what happened in the first half. I think in many ways it's still a young team, this PSG team, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they were just not ready, you know. And
Were they surprised by Real Sociedad?
But how can you be surprised? They did exactly what we knew. They pressed really well for an hour, because after that they ran out of steam. And they are quite intense for an hour, because after that they ran out of steam. And you almost feel like PSG were not ready for it, didn't know what to expect. And it took them 45 minutes to get into the game. The second half was much better. Mbappe was better. He obviously scored to break the deadlock. Luis Enrique, as we said earlier, moved Ruiz from the holding role and Vitinha as an 8 and swapped them over. And that was much better, because Vitinha is much better at, he's more press resistant. Real Sociedad were trying to press again, but not as efficiently, because they were tired.
He played around that pressure,
and he played around the press. And then once they go forward, the second goal, Barcola, Dembele first, Barcola is...
Oh, great goal.
Yeah. So 2-0. I would have liked them to try to push again for a third. And it seems like after the second goal, they kind of went into let's manage the game mode, which I was a bit surprised. But 2-0 should be okay.
I think that'd be good enough.
Yeah. Real Madrid made a big step towards the quarterfinal with their win away at RB Leipzig on Tuesday night. 1-0. But sure, that wasn't easy, was it?
It certainly wasn't. I thought Leipzig played really well for long periods. Sesko looked, I know he missed chances, but he looked a threat. He made good runs. He was decent in the air. He looked quite quick. They pressed Real Madrid early on in the game. They kept on winning the ball back in good areas.
They were really good.
Real Madrid were off the pace right at the start of the game. But they've got that threat on the counter. You know, when it goes out to Vinny Jr., even though he was double marked at times, he still had the ability to take them 30, 40 yards down the field. Rodrigo got more into the game. Brahim Diaz, who we talked about on Monday, came in and did a very good job and scored a goal out of nothing, because when he picked up the ball, there was no real threat. And I think they just about managed the game in the end, Real Madrid. But it certainly wasn't easy.
And Leipzig with that goal de Solad as well, so early on, which was a massive mistake.
Yeah, I think it was a massive mistake.
Really mistake. And that could have changed something. So they could feel, I think, harshly done. Yeah. And now the tie seems to be gone, right?
But one of the reasons that Leipzig didn't score was Tchouaméni. I thought he was magnificent, as did you.
Yeah, Stu. I mean, we mentioned it a little bit on Monday. He's not centre-back, of course. There was a lovely conversation at the end in the tunnel between Camavinga, Tchouaméni and Simakan, who's also French. And Tchouaméni says to Simakan, like, you know, I know that now I'm going to play a bit centre-back, but centre-back. And Camavinga says, I said to him, it's okay, you know, I played left-back last season. It's okay, you'll be okay. And Simakan was laughing. And I thought Tchouaméni was maybe Real Madrid's best player. With Lunin, of course, who made the saves. But strong, good in the air, which you mentioned after the Girona game.
Yeah, he is good in the air. You know, because if you see him play every week, quite often he's the target for set plays at the other end.
Yes, that's true.
Because people don't pick him up quite so he's not playing at the moment, but Rudiger and players like that, they pick those up and they think Tchouaméni's a midfield player. He won't be that good in the air. But he's the one that attacks the ball. So he's now doing it in a defensive role and he's doing it very well.
And you know what's interesting, I think, is he obviously has always been a 6 or 8 6 or 8 when he was at Bordeaux in the academy, then when he went to Monaco. So I'm not really sure that heading the ball has been a skill that he learned, you know, because he was a centre-back, so he had to work on that side of his game, or I don't know, for whatever reason. And for him to be so good at it almost naturally then, in a way, I think it's really remarkable.
Well, he's got natural spring, I think, you know, so he times his jumps as well.
Definitely. And
it's much easier to go from from central midfield to become a centre-back than it is to do the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. A few of them have done that kind of path.
Because everything's in front of you. Yeah. You can read the game. If you go from centre-back to centre midfield, suddenly it's all happening around you. You've got to be more aware, and it's far more difficult.
That's true.